The Glock 40 M.O.S. 10mm auto. M.O.S. of course for modular optical system, and for the YouTube reviewers, this is not a previously modified gun. This gun is stock the way it comes from the factory. It is designed to add an optic to it, and adding an optic does not modify the gun. So this video complies completely with all YouTube standards and guidelines. Alright, thanks for stopping by Ryder's Range to take a look at the Glock 40 M.O.S. 10mm with us. Borrowed this gun from a friend and had a chance to shoot it some. If you're walking in areas that have dangerous game or large game and you need some protection, definitely a 10mm is the way to go from everything I understand. I've reviewed a couple other 10mm. I don't own one, but if I were to be spending any time in areas where they got bears, mountain lions, anything that I'd be concerned with having to defend myself against, I'd certainly consider a 10mm. Alright, so this is the M.O.S. It's a 6-inch barrel Gen 4 Glock pistol. Everything about it is box stock. It is typical Glock, other than the fact that it is a big gun. It does have a Vortex Venom optic on it. So adding an optic where it's designed to go on this pistol is not making it a previously modified firearm. Therefore, it should not be a demonetized video, but hey, we'll see where it goes. Alright, again, it's a big gun. I mentioned 6-inch barrel on it. The biggest thing that I've got next to it would be a Glock 34 with a, what is this, a 5 1/4 inch barrel. And the 40 is decidedly larger. Where you really notice it, though, is in the width, and the 40 is certainly larger, but the grip circumference is also what gets me. Now this does come with several different grip modules, extensions, just 2 normal extensions, 2 with big beaver tails on them, and without those, though, the circumference of this grip is about 3/8 of an inch bigger around than the circumference of the normal 9mm or 40 caliber size Glock. So it feels big in the hand, but it doesn't feel objectionable, and it does help work with the 10mm. And of course, 10mm is a larger round than its later cousin, the 40 S&W, which some people will call the 40 short and weak. Originally, the FBI adopted the 10, found out a lot of agents couldn't handle it, so then they went to the 40, same bullet size, just a shorter case, therefore lower powder charge. But the 10 is something to consider for defense against the larger game, as we mentioned. Again, stock Glock controls, stock Glock feel, stock Glock trigger. By the way, this is empty, so that there's no magazine in it, nothing in the chamber. Typical trigger tab safety, which is really a drop safety more than anything else. Typical Glock kind of mushy trigger pull right through there, and a quick break. Typical Glock reset. And this trigger averages right around 4 pounds, sometimes a couple ounces less, sometimes a couple ounces more, but pretty consistent in the 4 pound area. It does shoot pretty nice. You'll see that we shot this at 25, actually we shot it on a 3-inch circle at 15 yards first with a couple different types of ammo. And interesting that the owner of this gun furnished some hand-loaded ammo for me, and his hand-loaded stuff was very accurate. When I fired some factory stuff, it wasn't quite as accurate at the same distance. And I haven't been able to get my hands on any of the really hot stuff that would normally be used for defense. So I do have a couple of defensive loads that I put through it that just yeah, it would be okay. They're labeled defense, but not again, not the hottest stuff. Anyway, a little more accurate with Jim's stuff, but even with the factory stuff at 25 yards and even at 50 yards, I was ringing 10-inch steel plates at 50 yards. And we'll run some video footage throughout this showing the shooting at the different distances.
12-inch, black one on the left. Rings it good. Let's just go right over to the center of the orange silhouette. Hit something. Alright, can I get it back? And a can, and that was it. All right.
Not a light gun either. So this gun with magazine with 15 rounds, 180 grain ammunition, one more for the chamber, is 45.2 ounces. So definitely not a light gun. By the way, it does come with 3 15 round magazines. And yeah, the typical Glock magazines, nothing special about them other than the fact that these are 10mm mags. Your typical Gen 4 finger grooves, typical texture. Again, there's not a whole lot more I can say about a Glock that hasn't already been said by many. A rail on it is a Glock proprietary rail. The Vortex Venom is I believe this is a 3 MOA if I remember correctly. The rear sight is adjustable like you would find on some of the Target Glocks. Typical white notch rear, white dot front, but they do not co-witness with an optic. You want anything that's going to co-witness, then obviously you're going to have to go to suppressor height sights on this. So, decent gun. These are a little hard to find right now. There are a few that pop up on the internet. The price this time, which is spring of 2021, just all over the map. I've seen them as low as about $650, and I've seen them as high as $1,000. So, and again, it's just prices are crazy right now for guns in general. White 16-inch, black center. White 10-inch high right, or 12-inch. White 12-inch below the 16, white with an orange center. How about a 10-inch way over there on the left, white with a black center. Oh, that was me. There we go. White 10 with the orange center next to it. That was me again. There we go. Orange silhouette, black center. And back to the 16. I like that 16. Let's do it again. Now let's do the orange next to it. And last shot I missed it. So the Glock 40 Gen 4 10mm 6-inch barrel. Kind of a heavy gun, but again, everything about it is typical Glock except that it's bigger and it puts a little more punch into it. Works really well, particularly at any distances that we would ever want to shoot this thing. So that's just a quick look at the Glock 40 10mm. If you like this video, we appreciate a thumbs up. Comments on this video down below are highly appreciated. Comments help us get noticed a little bit more on the YouTube algorithm, and we appreciate it if you share this video. Again, more shares help us get more noticed. Comments on anything else, info@ridersrange.com. We'll do our best to respond by email. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, click on the notifications bell so you know what's coming up next on Riders Range. So, a very quick look at the Glock 40 M.O.S 10mm here on Riders Range. Thanks for stopping in.